Right, so Chelsea have made their first signing of the season, and you'll never guess who it is. Hello friends and welcome back to the Blue Pride of London. I'm your host Nathan and it's an absolute pleasure to see all of your wonderful faces here today. So let's get the admin out of the way first. If you do in fact at any point like this video, please hit the thumbs up button just down there. And if you have discovered us for the first time and you would like to see more of the Blue Pride of London, then please consider subscribing to the channel and maybe hitting the bell button as well. That way you can stay up to date with everything that we have here on the channel. So a nice quick little video here for you. Of course, Chelsea are the kings of Europe, the Champions League winners of last season. So that does mean that with all the links of players that we have all over the world, we are in fact looking at the top shelf. We only want the elite to come and join an already solid, hard, very expensive team. And yeah, we've made our first signing of the summer and it is an English goalkeeper. That is correct. We have signed Marcus Bettinelli from Fulham on a free transfer. Now, Marcus is a 29-year-old English goalkeeper. Now, his contract has in fact finished at Fulham, so we've signed him over for a free. And also Aston Villa were looking at him as well, but he has decided to join, the Champions of Europe. I know I've mentioned that a few times, but, you can't say it enough, I guess. Why did he choose this? Well, if you've got a choice between Aston Villa and potential Chelsea, then I suppose you would probably be a little bit more swayed towards Chelsea. Would he have actually been the first choice goalkeeper at Aston Villa? We don't know because, we don't know exactly what Aston Villa are looking for. But he has, in fact, chosen to come to Chelsea. And it does look like with the departure of Willy Caballero that he might come in as our third choice goalkeeper, because obviously Mendy being our first choice and Kappa, who is still the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, is sitting there at second place. But you have to ask the question, does that mean that he might be coming in to help fight for a potential second place sit-in, with Kappa maybe going out on loan, or maybe Chelsea cutting their losses and saying, right, you haven't worked out, you're not quite at the elite level that we hoped you would be, so we are looking to sell you, even if it is for a discount price? Or is it just simply that he's come along here to be the first choice goalkeeper and learn a little bit in his trade? Because even if he stays with us for, I think he's signed a 4-year contract, he will still be able to leave at a sort of a decent age. 29 years at the moment is still quite young for a goalkeeper. Most goalkeepers can go into their sort of like late 30s or so if they are still performing at quite a high level. Because, Chelsea does have a very, very advanced and tactical goalkeeping training team. All the way going back to, well, obviously the legend that is Peter Cech, and you see some of the videos of how they trained those guys. It still exists within the sort of structure of Chelsea Football Clubs. The goalkeeper trainers that we have here are at a top elite level. And I've even seen footage of them not just training with footballs, but they've been doing with tennis balls and also ping pong balls to try to get these sort of reflexes up and running. Marcus has decided to come to Chelsea. Would he be fighting for a second place? We don't know. We have a nice little look at him. His numbers are quite well. He doesn't seem to have made many mistakes throughout his career. Even though he has been at Fulham since 2010, he only made 103 appearances, spending last season out on loan to Middlesbrough, where he made 27 appearances altogether. Now, we say that he's an English international. He's only appeared on the pitch at the under-21s level, but he was in fact called up to the senior squad for games against Spain and Switzerland in 2018, which does sort of make him a senior sort of England international, I guess, even though he doesn't have a cap under his name. But is that something else that you might be looking at? Come and play maybe a handful of games for Chelsea and maybe see if he can start becoming a contender for a second or third choice goalkeeper in the England team as well. We don't know. It's not the signing that we've all been waiting for. It's not the signing that we are definitely looking forward to having. I was wondering about doing a video about Chelsea fans getting a little bit nervous, considering our rivals are currently making waves within the transfer market. I think Manchester United have recently signed their second big name signing of the transfer window, and we are still sitting there sort of still holding out. But the question being is, do we actually need a complete and overhaul of our team? Of course we don't. We do not need to sit there and go, oh, we want a defender, we want a goalkeeper, we want a midfielder, we want a forward. My personal opinion, we just need to up our game up front. So bringing in a big profile, big high spending forward is definitely our way forward. How many times can I get forward into a sentence? So I think that's what we're doing. I think we are trying to hold out to see if we can in fact get Haaland in, and every other player around us can sort of fit around that little bit. So we are sort of selling players left, right and centre. We have completely cleared most of our roster of some of the dead weight, and there's still are probably around about 5 players looking to leave Chelsea by the end of this transfer window to sort of raise up the money a little bit. Financial fair play is still a little bit lackadaisy within the football world at the moment because of the coronavirus. So us having to sort of save money to buy big still isn't necessarily a huge thing we have to look at when it comes to financial fair play. But we finished 4th money in the Premier League, plus we've also got the winners' money from the Champions League, which I think is roughly around about 20 million euros or something along those lines. Plus I think we've already gathered around about almost 100 million in player sales already in this transfer window. So the fact of the matter is that we might have enough money to buy the likes of Haaland anyway already, and then we've still got some players that we are still looking to offload. But is this a good investment for Chelsea? Yes, we do in fact need a third choice goalkeeper. We've only got the 2 on our books, not including obviously academy players as well. So is it a good signing? Is it not a good signing? I suppose time will tell. Will we ever see him in a Chelsea shirt in a competitive game? Who knows? With the high chance that maybe Kappa will continue to be our cup goalkeeper, which means Mendy might get the day off. So, Marcus will end up on the bench in these cup games. Would he get a chance to come on the pitch? Only time will tell. The new season is fast approaching. I think at time recording it is the 27th of July. So, we've only got less than a month before our first game against Crystal Palace. Plus also we have the European Super Cup just before that as well. So there's still an awful lot going. The friendly games are coming thick and fast. I think tonight we are playing Bournemouth, and then obviously we've got the Mind Challenge, those 2 friendlies against Arsenal and Tottenham also on the horizon. But yeah, that is our first summer signing. It is not a big money signing, but I am interested to hear what you think of this particular potential English player coming back into the box. Because remember, we still have this thing in the Premier League where you have to have homegrown players in your team, and Chelsea also being one of those teams that has a lot of international players. So bringing in another Englishman, considering a couple of Englishmen might be leaving in the likes of Tammy Abraham and Ross Barkley and potentially Danny Drinkwater. So yeah, is that also another factor in getting this player in? So love to hear your thoughts and feelings. Get them in the comments below, and if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I will see you later.